Let's see. Hi, Rachel. Hey, Aaliyah. Hey, Divine. D. I said Divine just because I read it. That's why. I know the sun is bright behind me, so I'm in my lion phase of the week. I'm in my lion phase of the week where it's scalp oiling time, hair washing time. Hey, Shonda. It's going to be short because I'm actually just going over something that, I don't know. Child. This is not what hey. DC. Hi, DC. Okay, that blurred my vision. Y'all, I really need new glasses. But I don't like wearing glasses because they give me a headache no matter how loose. And then I try to use contacts and I can't. It's too much. It's too much. Said hi. Hey, T. Hey, Lily and Caesar. Lily is all right. Lily's at work. Caesar's right there. My little guy. That's my little guy. I'm grateful for him. So grateful. I had another dog back home, a cane corso, and on Sunday morning I got the text that he passed overnight. And so his name is Big Boy. I named him after, I hate to say it now, but I named him after Notorious B.I.G. I did, because he's a corso. So when I was so against getting another dog, but when we picked him up, his paws were like so big. And Caesar's my first small dog, right? I've raised Weimaraners and they're huge, like Great Dane huge. I like the bigger, the better. I love raising, and I love hunting dogs and stuff like that. So ended up getting this giant cane corso and he was never small. So even from the time we got him, I named him Big Boy, Biggie Smalls. And then his nickname became Big Boy. But obviously he's back in he was back in Louisiana. And my mom and brother would check in on him and stuff like that. But he passed over the weekend. Caesar's brother. It's just so funny because he's so big, but so sweet. And Caesar is so tiny. I just remember those guys, my guys. But so it's like they don't live as long as like the little dogs or whatever. So yeah. But yeah, Caesar is good. So it made me more grateful. Matter of fact, this week has been a week of encounters. And that's why I'm here. Thank you, Aaliyah. That's my baby. You move, things change, relationships change, they fade. But like dogs are a huge part of my upbringing in my life. Like I just love my pets, like adore my pets, right? And all of them have the middle name Jose. They're all Jose. I love them, love them, love them. Yeah, but it's strange, not strange, but I am not a person to pray for Will and just say, because it's just a really hard loss. Not as hard for me, because I have my little Caesar here, but I definitely look, it's really rough because they're like, and I don't know if it's the bigger the dog, but I can tell you I've lost huge dogs, and honestly, they're such a presence that you can't even ignore it, right? So yeah, and part of that I was gonna share anyway because this week, y'all, like, if you've been with me since the beginning of the YouTube channel, I don't share dreams like that. I interpret dreams. I don't share my own dreams like that. Many times, a dream or visions or just, really the Lord speaks to me through like word of knowledge, word of wisdom and stuff like that. And But I rarely just share explicitly like dreams and stuff like that. And so it's been a long time since I've done that, but and I am not the type of person to need confirmations a lot. I'm not a stubborn person. If the Lord tells me to go, I go. If my mom tells me to go, I go. I am a very, not perfect, but I am literally one of the most obedient people I know. Like literally, that's just one area where that God never had an issue with me. Now, sometimes believing or for myself or certain, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like needing confirmations, stuff like that, nah, I'm usually no, right? But this week I have had so many encounters. Yesterday I went to the store and literally had like 3 different encounters, and me and Lily were like, what? I'm sorry, the it's bright in here. Like it's so bright. Eventually I'm gonna get drapes. I'm going to, it's so bright. I know I just look like orange, but yeah, I don't even know. I almost don't even know where to begin because I didn't know I was going to be doing I have my baby Caesar and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I met a lady yesterday and her puppy like Caesar lived 26 years. 26 years. And she was like, I have a feeling that he's going to live a long, long time. And I'm like much longer, like, because I told her how old he was, and it's just like, God is so good. Like she didn't know that I had just lost a dog, and some of the guilt that I carried about not being there and not doing my part, and that's one of the things I'm gonna just tell y'all. I'm not gonna cry because I'm grateful. But it is a huge part of the story that I'm gonna share with you guys this week. I mean, today, I'm gonna share with you guys because it's been encounter after encounter. Like in God, when I tell you, when God is sending reinforcements, He will send them through anybody. He will send them through people. It is not at your church. It is not through your family. It is not through the prophet or the. When I tell you, when God is getting something through to you, He's getting something through to you. And honestly, I had not really prayed for any like confirmations regarding anything at all, but God was sending them. And so, yeah, I'm going to be on really, really briefly. The dream wasn't a long dream, but the dream was 3 years ago. And you guys know, like my dreams, they play out very literally. So I don't think I'm going to share the names of the people that it played out through because it's celebrities in the dream. And, you know, my dreams, sometimes celebrities in your dreams, I don't want to go into a teaching on interpretation and stuff like that. If you know, you know. If you're a member on the channel or if you want to join memberships, there is a in-depth, I think 3 day guy. Is it 3 days? 3 day teaching I did on dreams. When it comes to dreams, I've been interpreting dreams since I was like young because the Lord would always just send people to me. So this is it's kind of my Joseph thing, right? And I am not anxious when it comes to dreams. I understand that dreams take years sometimes to come to pass, and I see far in advance. And so when I have dreams, sometimes celebrities are filters. Mine have not played out that way. Like literally, there are celebrities in this dream, and it played out through celebrities, and it happened a few days ago, and it was it it just was so astounding and moving because I mean, I can't even convey to you like the emotions that I've been having, the feelings that I've been having. If you know, you know that I'm in California and it is not my favorite place. I don't dislike California. I don't love the weather here. It never rains and I love the rain. Like I love thunderstorms. Like when I go back home, I record the thunderstorms on my phone and listen to them whenever I feel like it, and I will loop it. And I do. I seriously do. And I live in this one like the position of it is crazy. I'm from this one town, one city, not a town, but one city, and and we get some of the worst thunderstorms. Matter of fact, it's the rainiest city in the country. It's just not the rainiest major city. The rainiest major city in the country is New Orleans. But I live a little bit off from, I'm from a little bit off from New Orleans, and we actually get more rain. So, but if you know, you know. California is not my favorite place. And I can tell you that I'm getting into it. This is it. Hey, Rico, I haven't seen you in like, Rico, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a good billion years, sir. Like, what is happening with you? T, you did catch a live, and it's like, this kind of live is not like me. Oh, and honestly, I'm teaching The Bride is Up All Night on Saturday at 3. Saturday at 3. So put your notifications on. I'm teaching it on here. That is not what I planned on doing. It is in depth. It is going to bless your whole life. It'll be the first installment. I think it's going to take me 3 days to get through it, but I'm teaching The Bride is Up All Night, which is a word the Lord gave me Christmas Day 2020, and it's about the Galilean wedding, and I'm going to teach you and quite literally, exhaust scripture on the Lord's Supper, the Galilean wedding, the Apostle John, all of the things. And it's the timing is, I thought I was going to be doing this back in September. And I realized there are some visions and stuff about Christmas and weddings and things like that. And I didn't understand it until I realized, oh, I'm teaching The Bride is Up All Night. It's Passover, da 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 da. But I didn't realize that I first had got this word on Christmas Day 4.5 years ago. So there you go. But I have been having, it's funny because, like, look, I'm not a stubborn person, I'm not a disobedient child or anything like that, but I lived in California in 2017. Okay, I moved here in 2017. I helped build a young adult ministry at a church that I still just adore, I love. But I moved away. One of the things that I do is I do ministry consulting. I've been doing that. I came up in full gospel. Bishop Morton trained me. Bishop Love, Bishop Walker, they trained me on everything protocol, everything. So when it comes to building ministries, revamping ministries, strat ops, things like that, I'm your girl. Communications. I've built software for churches, designed and like literally so many things, gotten grants and funding for ministries and stuff like that. That's where I excel. And I really, really loved it. I just haven't, I just haven't been doing it or anything like that. So when I do have the gift of goodbye. My job is to, I think that's the a little bit of the apostolic in me, is that I plant, not necessarily whole churches, but I just, once I'm done though, I move on, I move on. I know that, God moves me, and prophets move. Prophetic people, we move, we move. Even if it's not necessarily like physically from city to city, country to country. Some people, of course, yeah, that are extremely apostolic or missionaries and stuff like that. That's, so once that was complete, I was having a hard time staying in California. I was just, when I tell you I was as unhappy can be, child, I was unhappy, okay? And I remember someone telling me, child, she wasn't a prophet or nothing. She was like, but I thought it was because she was just, it was personal. She worked in the ministry. I thought that it was just her own feelings that they didn't want me to leave, but I was tired, and we went through some really, really rough times, and she said, "You're leaving too soon. You'll be back." And I was like, no, ma'am. I will not be back. I will not be back to visit. I will not pass go. I will not collect $200. I will not, okay? And funny enough, here I am. I'm right back here. And the Lord has been talking about it for a long time. And every so often, like, I can be good working and stuff like that, and you're just getting your routine of things, and I can be good. And then I will just start missing home. Like, Louisiana, I can't speak for everyone in Louisiana, but I can tell you, like, that Gulf Coast, like Lake Charles, Lafayette, New Orleans, like, we are so like family oriented in our culture. It is just so like, it is hard to break away from that, right? And I have to be honest, like, part of me just culturally, and I'm going somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere with this because when I teach on Saturday, I'm going into this specifically with Jesus, because the in a lot of his the verbiage he uses is cultural. It's Galilean specifically. Thank you guys. Like, share, subscribe, please, 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 so that everybody will know that, and I know this word is going to bless so many people that this is so specific for it. That's why I was just like, I don't like sharing things like that, Lord. He was like, you got to share this. I'm like, okay. And when I tell you the parts of the dream, you'll understand why I had to share and why I felt so compelled. But it was when God starts sending you people that you never thought you would meet, like iconic people, like to tell you something, like, child, I was just like, okay, I think I get it. But and I'm gonna and I'll get into that in a minute. But culturally, I am so like, I just miss home, period. Like, if you ever been to a place like New Orleans, then like, we are like one big family, one big like melting pot is like not even the a word for it. Like, we just love, love, love. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not hating on California. There are some nice people here. But I can tell you this, they ain't nice like home. It's not nice like home. It ain't no food like home. It's not things to do like home. Like, it's just not the same. And when I moved here, I had an idea of why that was. I wasn't certain. I had an idea. And this is going to speak to so many of you. I know there are going to be so many people that have never even heard of this channel that are going, this will find you. And if you know somebody that's dealing with this, send it to them. When God has sent you somewhere and you have an idea of why you're there, and it's taken a while for that idea to come to pass, or that discomfort coupled with impatience, coupled with nothing happening, nothing changing, I'm sorry, can be extremely frustrating. I can't even, like I said, I can't even explain to you, like, it actually feels painful sometimes, because you got to understand, one of the things that has been happening with us is, you guys know some of the things that I've been dealing with. I've shared them here and there, but not only that, we don't have any community here. Even the church that I ministered at years ago is like in Riverside, which is like, it takes like 3 hours to get there, and on any given time of the day. It's like, I know people here, but as far as community, I have nothing. Mind you, I've even shared with you guys that at the top of the year, I'm set out. And the Lord was even speaking to me about the church that he wanted me to attend for over a year, over a year. And I was attending online and stuff, but I wasn't driving. Okay. It's not as far, as the church that I, was affiliated with back in the day. And still am, right? But God was sending me somewhere else. And I'm telling you, I didn't go. I felt like I needed more answers. I'm like, what do you want me? Why am I there? Like, what? Because I'm not, like, I had already made up my mind. I was like, I'm not singing. I'm not working in nobody's ministry no more. I'm not doing that. Part of it was just resistance. And I just was just like, I had not, like, the Lord just needed to show me more, right? Because I was just like, Lord, I've been here for 4 years and nothing has changed. I've done everything you've said to do. Nothing has changed. As a matter of fact, if anything, I feel like I've faced more rejection than anywhere else. I feel like I have faced more, and no, when I tell you we have no community, like, I don't know anybody here. Like, I know nobody. Like, actually. I know a couple of people. Like I said, they live far, like in completely different cities. And so, like, here in Los Angeles, I know no one. And it's uncomfortable. And so I really, really just, it's when God has sent you somewhere, you're there right now, Joy. Listen, I think I have said parallel. Are you from, where are you from? You have a French name. That's funny. Parallel. Anyway, but we say parallel. We would say parallel. But anyway, you got a French name, girl. I just want to know where you, LA is probably a jungle for other people, but it's not for me because I am like literally a hermit crab. And that's why I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It's LA just is just like a big starting over for me. Like literally, like back home, like I know everybody. Everybody knows me. I'm comfortable. It's easy to maneuver. I've made so many connections there, so just to be back here in this spot, it has been frustrating, right? Oh, you're Rachel. Are you in LA? Oh, you're in Cali? Oh, Vanessa. I don't hate California. I don't have a problem with the state itself. I don't have a problem with the people. It's just not me, and I have found it so challenging. For one, because of my personality, I am extremely introverted. I do not like, child, I went to church the other day, like Sunday, literally, and I'm gonna get into it in a minute. And this is actually part of what happened. Um, I went to church the other day and actually got there a little bit late. And do you know they sat me right in the front? And I am not, listen, if I am not singing, I am not in the front. I am sitting in the back, off to the side, in the dark, like in a corner. Like that's me. I don't want the camera in my face. I don't want, like, I just don't. Like, that's just never been me. That's why it took me so long to even start the YouTube channel. Like, I don't like being, funny enough, I did all the pageants and stuff like that, but I have like this threshold. I know how long I can be there, and then after that, I retreat. Okay, I'm extremely introverted, and so I don't like people looking at me. I don't want the. I just don't. Okay, set me right in the front, and I was just like, man, I wanted to crawl away, like just crawl because like, and I'm not one for like, I don't even post videos of me leading worship and stuff because I feel like that's just like the most intimate time. And so like, I'm like, yeah, get that camera out my face. I cannot just, now I got to think about like what the hair doing, what the bangs doing, like, I call them the broke offs, what the broke offs doing, like they, but anyway. So anyway, let me get to the point. Let me get to the point. I've really been struggling here lately. The more financial challenges, the more yeah, that one. The more challenges we face, like you guys know, the fires changed our finances. We are through 3 months almost post fires, and it may actually, we're finding out, it actually may shift things for us long term, even more long term. And so things have just become harder and harder and harder. And God has me here. The crazy thing is, though, let me tell you, this is how you know, like, God wants you in a place. The door, my feeling is not feeling it, okay? But what is actually happening is doors just keep opening. Doors just keep opening. And so I literally have been toiling with like, oh man, I just got into this place, and I have like a million months left to be here. This happened, but I'm like literally trying to back, like the queen of backing up is me. The queen of backing up, okay? I will back up, like Louisiana, back it on up. Like I will back it up. I like to get on out of there quick. I will do a U-turn on you quickly, okay? When I say you have the gift of goodbye, babe, I have the gift of goodbye. Like bye-bye. And I don't mind. I don't mind saying bye, y'all. But every time like I feel like that, a door will open, another door will open, another door will open. And doors that, when I tell you, like, here's the thing. Back home, I'm comfortable. Back home, I don't have to worry about where I'm going to stay. I don't have to worry about none of that back home. Like, you know what I'm saying? In California, this is a completely new place. But the things that work out for me here, people move to I think Los Angeles is #1, and I think New York is #2. It may have changed, but it's #1 for transplants. But after, the statistics are crazy regarding people coming here and leaving within 6 months or becoming homeless. When I tell you, like, the doors that have opened for us to be here and to stay here have been like only God. Only God would do that. And so there's this weird dichotomy, this weird thing of me wanting to get up out of here, but God saying like, no. And so I want to say this before I forget. God will send reinforcements. He sends reinforcements. Like, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what your natural positioning is, your natural disposition is, your natural just comfort, like, God will, like, you will know that this word is for you. Like, you're gonna know, because no matter how much you want to resist something, God just keeps saying like, no, no. First thing is, did he send you there? And have you seen something happen? If God has sent you somewhere, and he was very specific, a city, a church, oh my goodness, or a job. He said a city, a church, a job. If he sent you there and you haven't seen something yet, do not move. Do not move. Okay, do not move. So I had this dream. The thing I don't like about Apple Notes, because I have like all these millions of notes, is when I type a note, if you accidentally touch something on that screen, it changes the date. And so I had this dream in 2022. I think it's 21 or 22, right? And interesting, let me find it. It changed the date till September 12th, 2024, because that must have been the last time I looked at it and accidentally touched something. So as you guys know, I write or record all of my visions and dreams for one day in the same note, okay? For me, okay? This is something I'm extremely developed in, because dreaming is one thing. Not everyone is called to, everyone will dream. Not everyone is called to interpret dreams. This is why you see Daniel, Joseph interpret dreams while the other people are having dreams. Dreams are not to necessarily be interpreted right away. So I don't just hop up on YouTube when I first have a dream or anything like that. I don't even share my dreams like that. Nor do I get anxious when I first have a dream. But my dreams and visions in one night, and rather even within a month or so, they've come to pass at the same time. So if I have a dream that has like say I dream twice in a night and have like 5 visions, because that's very common for me. I have visions upon going to sleep, not imaginations, visions. These are very different, okay? I will have dreams, and then I will get up and I will have more visions. And sometimes the Lord will say, close your eyes, and I'll have more visions. And so I record them, right? And so they play out not necessarily in sequence, but usually in that order, within the same day or within a few days, right? And so I had this dream. It was 2021, 2022, but I had this dream, but it starts off with a vision, and it has a vision of somebody that I know, but it's their name. And I think because I know this person, I was like I don't talk to them often anymore. Like, I don't, but we, came up in ministry together, and I was just like, and they're a celebrity. And so, I didn't know what it meant, because in a way, like, his dad was like my spiritual dad. Okay. It's PJ Morton. Okay. So I had a vision of PJ Morton's name. And I don't necessarily want to share everything because I want to be I don't exploit my relationships or friendships or family and stuff like that. And it's not up for interpretation. I'm a skilled interpreter. Okay. So I'm not in need of help with that. That's why I'm here to tell you, if you know, you know, but, so I saw his name, and of course, because, this is someone I'm acquainted with, grew up in ministry basically together. Dad, like his mom is like, I call her, like mom in a way sometimes, I produced his first play there at Greater St. Stephen. I he taught me everything, so PJ is somebody that, just was around a lot, you know what I mean? And Jasmine, who lives here. So seeing that name in a vision was just kind of like, I mean, I wasn't alarmed, but I was just like, what is that even like? You know what? I'm going to just share this. I'm going to share this because it's something that I know. Okay. So just in case this part two is for anyone, PJ got married for Christmas. So I don't know. I have a lot of visions regarding Christmas and weddings and stuff like that. So I'm just going to share that with you. PJ's wedding date is Christmas. I think they got married. I don't want to lie to you. I think it was 2018. It's been a long time that he's been married, right? And so PJ is married. But obviously I'm a musician. I come out of full gospel. So, it wasn't uncommon for me to be sitting, we've done live recordings. I've been there, like certain things. So, this is like someone who's like a spiritual brother type thing, and so when I saw that name, I didn't know. I was just like, well, he got married for Christmas. I have, I don't know if it has anything to do with that, because that's a pretty specific thing. But I didn't know what it meant. And then I went into this dream some other time throughout the night. And so I was at this thrift shop. And if you don't know me, like, I don't know that I ever shared this, but I love to thrift. Like, I love to thrift. And baby, I can spot a fine silk from like 30 feet away. I will see that Dolce & Gabbana like listen, I know what I know. I know things, okay? I know the finer things. I might not spend the money for all of the finer things, but let me tell you, I know the finer things when I see them. So I love to thrift. Like, if you want to go somewhere and get some finds, I am your girl. I'm your girl, okay? So I'm at a thrift shop, which is not uncommon, okay? So I am waiting. There are some shoes up top, okay, Amber? Like, I love to thrift, like I can't even tell you how much I love to thrift. Like, it's just something about it. Like, yeah. And I don't even like old things. I'm not even that type of person. When it comes to thrifting though, like, I don't know, it's just different. I just love I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Okay. I just love it. So anyway, I can't tell you why. But, so anyways, I am looking at these shoes at a top shelf. And they're Sperry's, which is so funny to me. Like, because I don't wear Sperry's. My daughter had to wear Sperry's when she was growing up because she had to wear uniforms, because in New Orleans, they have to wear the knife pleat plaid skirts and stuff like that. So they had to wear like black or brown shoes. So she always had on topsiders, right? So, but that, I mean, Lily's 20, right? 20 now, 21. So anyway, I wanted to try these shoes on. They were up top and they were brand new. This is the thing. They were brand new shoes, but they were at the thrift shop. And I was waiting on the young lady to come help me because I couldn't reach the shoes to get them down. And so I was waiting and waiting and waiting. I wasn't looking around. I'm literally standing underneath this shelf because I want her to get these shoes down. And so I didn't get mad or anything like that. As far as I can remember, this dream is very old. But I just was just like, it's kind of, this is not for me type of thing. If you know me, I am very slow to anger. Like, I may be stern, but I don't really get, like, anger is just not my thing, like, at all. Like, I might cry a little bit or something like that, but it's not me to be angry. So I was just like, So I walk off and I walk through these glass double doors. And as I'm walking out, a celebrity pops up, and it's a man. He's an older actor, and he pops up and he's like, hey, you can't leave yet. And I was just kind of like, and he takes me into the side, like a side door, and he sits me down on this couch, and there's a coffee table in front of us, and there's this book, and he opens it and he starts scribbling with this this crayon, and he's talking about his daughter, and he's like, she's this amazing artist, and da 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 da. And I look to the left of me, and there's a television, and on the television they're previewing, like, you know how like they'll advertise, like, or preview like a show that's coming up, and it looked to me like a housewives show because I couldn't really make out the people except one celebrity. I kid you not. Okay, I couldn't make them out. This one celebrity, and it was like 4 or 5 ladies. And it looked like, you know how like on the housewives shows, like they're holding like their apple or their peach or whatever it is, like, and it's like, it looked like that, but it said underneath, and it wasn't housewives. It said, waiting for the reunion. Think nothing of it or whatever. And I believe, oh, and it says, I saw an advertisement for a show with older women. I need you to hear me because this is like super specific, okay? Super specific, specific, okay? I like spiffy, Pacific. Okay. And it said waiting for the reunion. And for some reason, the word reunion, I don't know if it changed into dinner or if in my mind it said reunion and I was just thinking dinner. I don't know. But there was this older celebrity lady in it. It was actually Loretta Devine, who we laugh and say my mom acts exactly like, you know how Loretta Devine is like, oh my goodness. And she just has this, she's so theatrical because she was like, wasn't she like, she was one of the, what's the group name? She's one of like the, I don't know why I can't think of the, not the Supremes, but the, I can't remember. But anyway, Loretta Devine, she's like wonderful, okay? She's fabulous, okay? But she was the only person that I could make out. It all matters, right? It all matters. So that was the end of the dream. Very, very short dream. I didn't know who this actor represented. And funny enough, this actor is super, super popular, especially amongst the ladies, but he's not somebody that I honestly watch a lot, nor am I attracted to. So it's, I don't know, he's African, he's Creole, but it was odd for him to be in my dream. So ever since that dream, like, you know, like I actually went to see a movie that he came out with. And for me, dreams play out literally. And so like there'll be certain elements in a dream. Now, when you first have a dream, you may not know what's what. You may not know what's an indicator and what's literal. And so I didn't know when I had this dream if this actor was an indicator or if he represented someone else, you know, if he, because a lot of times in dreams, like you may see a celebrity and they represent someone because you watch the celebrity a lot. Like I've had dreams where it's like Celtics players because I love the Celtics. Like I love the Celtics. So you know what I mean? But crazy enough, Jason Tatum is a basketball player and so's my ex, my Lily's dad. And he's a basketball player, McDonald All-American, like the whole nine, real basketball player. And he and Jason Tatum have the same birthday. So I've seen Jason Tatum in dreams. Certain things, and so that was obvious to me. I'm like, oh, okay, Jason Tatum, I get it, okay. But there are some dreams where like it's a celebrity, and I'm like, I don't know who this represents. Like, I have nothing for this person or anything like that. And he's like, you know, he's much older than me. I think, yeah. So I just, you know, I didn't know right off. And so sometimes though, like in all of the dreams that I've had with celebrities, it's played out through the said celebrity, actually. So like I've had dreams with like YHWH, and he's not super, super, super well known, but like I run into YHWH like 3 times in LA. I've run into him. I've run into Monica from Girlfriends. I ran into not Tachina Arnold, what's her name? Tisha Campbell. Like she's not been in a dream, but literally, I mean, I live in the heart. Like I live in Los Angeles. So I see a lot of people, but even back home, like that's where I did work and met Oprah. Like, you know what I mean? Like I went to church with Tyler Perry, like, you know what I mean? So I'm used to that. And it always plays out literally. I can honestly tell you that when I had this dream, I did not think that this was a literal thing at all. I didn't think it was literal at all. When I tell you it played out literally, it played out literally. And it played out literally on Sunday, this past Sunday. So all I got from the dream was I couldn't leave yet. Now, when I had this dream, I didn't know what he was talking about. Leaving what? Leaving where? Because I didn't have the urge to leave anywhere at that time, right? I had this dream when I basically first got to California. And so it wasn't even a thought. And that's why you have to like sit with dreams and let them write them. I tell people that I mentor, let it go. Write the dream down, record everything, every little thing that you can remember, write it down and leave it alone. Don't sit over that thing. Let it, because by the time that thing is coming to pass, it's going to make so much sense to you. And it did. So Saturday night, I can't remember what caused this, but I ended up watching a movie that came out when I was really young, okay? And I've never watched this movie in my adult life, nor I didn't have like my mom would watch it all the time. So I remember hearing certain parts and I remember seeing certain parts, but I never watched this movie in my adult life on my own. And I think someone mentioned it or something. I can't remember. I can't remember exactly how, but I was like, oh, it's free on such and such. I'll watch it and I'll go to sleep. And so I did. I wasn't thinking anything of it, but Loretta Devine was in this movie. I didn't think anything of it at the time. So still not picking up on anything. Loretta Devine's in everything that I watch. So it's not like, it wasn't a big deal, okay? Like I think I may have seen like every Loretta Devine movie because I just love her, right? She's fabulous. So anyway, I was watching this movie and I didn't finish it. So I knew, like for me, I don't sleep with the television on. Like I'll turn it off. So I turned it off. The next morning, I do my morning, get up, pray, all of that or whatever. And the next morning is Sunday. And I had planned on going to church. I can only visit my church once every blue moon because it's really far. I know it's where God wants me. I do not know why, but that's where he wants me. He's very specific about that. And so, I'm like, I can go this Sunday. And now I will be honest with you. Because of the drive, I'm hesitant about driving long distances a lot now, ever since that car accident. So there's always hesitancy with me. I just, that's just part of the trauma of it all, right? And so, and I don't like passing certain places where I got in an accident because actually the accident happened on the main interstate in Los Angeles. So I don't like driving it if I don't have to or whatever. And I definitely don't like driving by myself, right? So I was just kind of like, And then as I'm getting ready for church, my mom calls me and she tells me that not Caesar, thank God, that's my little guy, but our other dog, he actually passed overnight. And I was devastated. Like I was devastated. I didn't know how I was gonna tell Lily. Oh my God. Like, I mean, I even felt like I had to tell Caesar because that's his brother. I was just like, oh man, like that's horrible, right? I'm getting ready for church. I'm already have my mascara on. Y'all know I told you I'm not wearing I no longer wear waterproof. So it's literally mascara and I'm like trying to wipe and apply. And I have to leave at a certain time because it takes over an hour to get to church and there's no point in me going if I'm gonna leave late. Because if you know LA traffic, you know that it might say you have 58 minutes, but by the time you get there, it costs you an hour and 38 minutes, okay? Like, because it's like, due to such and such, we've tacked on 10 extra minutes, or you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God. And so that happens. You can go from being in the green on Google Maps to being in the red in the middle of your trip. You know what I mean? So I was already hesitant and the Lord had shown. So other dreams were coming to pass at this time. Okay. Very important dreams. Okay. Regarding this one specific thing in my life. And so I'm in the mirror, like finished talking to my mom and I'm like, man, I just don't need to be driving. I do not. Aaliyah, I tell people all the time they don't believe me, but New Orleans traffic is the same. If you're leaving the West Bank, going to New Orleans, like main New Orleans, or to like Kenner or Metairie, you'll be in traffic an hour and 30 minutes easy in New Orleans. So I'm used to it regardless or whatever. So and the people here, they can't drive. Oh my God, they cannot drive. So anyway, like that's why insurance is so high here because man, wow. So anyway, I was already hesitant and I'm like, man, I should just get undressed, sit with Lily, tell her what happened, and just take a beat. Because actually later on, I had an event to go to, and it's with someone else that I am acquainted with, that is from New Orleans, but he is an iconic musician that I just love, has been a huge inspiration in my life. And if you know, like back in New Orleans, like I sing everywhere. I sing a lot. I sing for the Archdiocese. I sing for Jazz Fest. Every Jazz Fest, Essence Fest, I'm singing for backup for somebody. I'm singing. I'm always singing around. You know what I mean? And so I used to sing in jazz clubs before I started singing, leading worship full time. So like that, and so funny enough, a few weeks before I found out that he was coming here. And so I was like, you're coming? Like, oh my God, I didn't know that. I'm coming. I'm coming. And so later on, Sunday evening, I had that to do. And I've been looking forward to it because when I tell you, I've been missing home, and this person literally represents home. Like, you couldn't represent New Orleans no better, okay? Like, literally no better. If you know, you know. Like, and so yeah, I was like, actually, it was crazy. Ended up actually got to tell him that I was going. It was crazy how that even in of itself was like a crazy ordeal because this is not a person that you could just that I could just talk to and like it didn't work. God literally did this himself, right? So I was like, I'm going, I'm super excited. Well, by the time Sunday morning rolls around and I find out that the bad news or whatever, I was just like, I don't feel like driving to church. I don't feel like doing all of this. And I'm gonna be 100 with you, you know what I mean? Like that was devastating. And I was just like, you know what? Didn't cost me anything. I'm not going to the concert tonight, or whatever. And the Lord's like showing me like all of the other things. And actually, one of the dreams that I was in, I didn't want to go. Like it was literally about going to church and I did not want to go. So I was like, okay, you're going to pull it together. You're going to listen to all the John P. Key your little heart can take on the way to church. And you are going to listen. John P. Key's that guy. I've never met John P. Key, but if I tell you, like, I am not a Star Trek person, but if I met John P. Key, I would quite literally pass out. Like, quite literally. Like, I know every ad lib to every John P. Key song and every album. Listen, John P. Key, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Like, listen, I've been able to sing with so many people, but when I tell you, like, if I could like meet John P. Key, I would go crazy. So anyway, I was like, you know what? It made me happy. Like literally, I was like, you know what? You're gonna sing as loud and wrong as you want to all the John P. Key, Fred Hammond on there too. Like the crew. I got to meet Fred Hammond years ago. But anyway. So I was just like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make sure I go. Go. And I am literally like 10 minutes late. So I was like, I'm gonna sit in the balcony. I'll sit in the overflow and that's cool or whatever. Because I was the only person, they sit me smack dab in the front. Now, mind you, I don't even think I would even have minded as much, but I had been crying off and on the whole time. I have bags under my eyes, as you can still see. Like, I was just like, man, like, I don't, like, oh my goodness. So anyway, go to church or whatever. I know, like, aren't they great? Like, they're just great. Like, I love that old stuff. Like, I'm sorry. Like, the choir days, one of the things that makes me want to go home so bad is because I want to start a choir back home. Like, I don't know why back home, but yeah, I want to start a choir. Like, I am such a choir girl. Like, I love leading worship, but it's just not, I don't feel the way about it. Like, I want a choir so badly, right? And the choirs have been phased out, which really is like, I don't know why, because that's what heaven is, like, it's just choirs, and I miss that. So anyway, go to church and all of the things. It was actually such a blessing. Such a blessing. And, one of my really, really good friends, he's like a brother to me in a way. He leads worship at my church. So like it was just, it was good. It ended up being good. I made it back home within like an hour and a half. It wasn't that bad at all. And I was like, I told Lily, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go tonight. She was like, Mom, she was like, I'm upset too. She was like, but go, like, go. You need to get out more. And that's the thing. Like, part of it is because I was feeling down. Yes. Part of it is because I am anti-social social club president. And if I can find an excuse not to do something, I'm going to find it. Okay. I'm going to find it. Okay. And even with this being like something that was so personal to me, I just didn't feel like going, but I had hours. She was like, "You got a long time before, before tonight. So just take a nap or rest and then see how you feel." And I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go." Okay. So backtrack for church. Literally, I had asked Lily. I was like, "Hey," and I literally was wearing just jeans and a top, like super super simple, right? But I didn't know these jeans. They fit great, but they're like, I like certain things, but they're not the type of jeans you can just wear any type of shoe with. So I was like, "Hey Lily, which shoe?" One of the shoes I actually did thrift. Funny enough, I actually did thrift. And in my closet, my shoes are up high. So all of these things, the Loretta Devine, the shoes, trying on the shoes, all of that had happened and I didn't even realize it. So get back, I chill, drink some coffee. I literally, like I told you guys, when I'm not having a good day or something, I start my day over. And so literally 3, 4 in the afternoon, I made some more coffee. I started my day again. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go tonight. I said I was gonna go because I had like literally told somebody that I was gonna go and I went, right? And I went, and it didn't matter if I was going to see this person or not. I literally just wanted to keep my word, like, and be supportive. And honestly, I knew that I was just I've been missing home. And so since this person represents home and is from home, like I was just like, no, let me just go. So I get there. Whole parking dilemma and everything. Get there, and there are two young ladies at the glass double doors, okay? And I'm waiting on them to scan my ticket to get in, and there's this tall gentleman talking to them, and he kind of turns, and there's this calm that comes over me. Like, I mean, like a calm. Like the first time I met Oprah, like it was like a calm. Like I had my head down and I looked up and I spoke to her and then I like realized like it's Oprah, Tony. Like, and I was like, "Hi, like what can I help you with or whatever?" And she was super, super kind or whatever. You ever notice some of the nicest people are not like Christiany people or past, like the people you think would be like I can. And then she ended like, listen, I have had several encounters with her and she is so, can you, I need my moderator. So anyway, super, super nice. But I remember like that, this calm, like as after it happened, I realized like, I don't know what this calm was. It had to just been the Lord. Like this calm came over me because it's this iconic celebrity, actor. I'm talking like Hollywood Walk of Fame celebrity that I adore and love. And my background is theater. And so like he frequents Broadway, several Tony and nominations. Like this person is like super amazing, right? And so I literally just say his name so calmly. And it was just us there because this wasn't a huge, it was a big enough concert, but it literally is like right there by my house. Like it wasn't like anything huge. This person that's performing is like, yeah, they're Grammy winning and all that stuff or whatever. But when it's a jazz musician, like you just gotta know, you know what I mean? Like he's done a lot of voiceover work and stuff like that. So if you know, you know type of artist. So it was like a very, very like niche crowd. It wasn't, you know what I mean? And so this actor, once I said his name so calmly. I said, Mr. Such and Such. And he turned around like he was super surprised because I'm telling you, this is not a frequented place. It was at a school. The performance was at a school, okay? It literally was at a school. So it wasn't anything like, so he probably was shocked, and we just kind of laughed or whatever. And like I told him who I was or whatever. I was like, yeah, such and such. I know such and such. And I just happened to know that the person that was performing, and he had done a very influential movie that has influenced me a lot. Matter of fact, it's the next play that I want to produce, because back home I produce plays for my schools and for Bishop Morton. So anyway, but I always said, for my students, I've done The Wiz, I've done Beauty and the Beast, and I always said, like, this next one, I want to produce this play, right? And so he's actually in this movie. And so I knew that it wasn't surprising to me that he was there once I realized it, because he and the performer are good friends, right? And so, I told him who I was and everything or whatever. So like we had a little chit chat or whatever, but it was absolutely astounding because he had some very, very specific words to say to me, right? And it's amazing, like, when it's funny because I have faced a ton of rejection in my life, especially when it comes to, I'm a musician, right? I'm not just a singer. I could play anything I put my hands on, right? And I have worked really, really hard, you know, to be able to understand music and do the things that I do. And I can tell you this, and I'm not saying this to discourage anyone, but I'm saying this, and forever, whoever it's gonna bless. I grew up leading worship, singing in choirs. My godparents, they went all over the country with their choir. Like, I was always, like, from the time I was 3, I was on the piano, like clarinet, soprano sax, anything. Like, we have drum sets. I can play bass, like anything I put my hands on. Trust me, except the trumpet. Because it hurts my lips. Like, it's only 3 valves. I think the trumpet is super hard. You know what I mean? I can't do that one. And I've tried. Trust me, I've tried. I've worked really, really hard, but I faced the most rejection as a musician in church. In church. Yeah, because I'm a soft-spoken person. My voice is very, very soft. And so growing up in Black churches, I didn't really, really fit, because I'm a coloratura soprano, which is, you know what I mean? I'm classically and theatrically trained. So can you guys see me? It's okay because I'm using my phone, which I need to stop doing. But it's so convenient. It's so convenient. Okay. Am I back yet? Tell me when I'm back. You guys didn't miss anything because I shut up. I shut up when the phone did that. Okay. And just like that, we're back. We are back. All right. So. I worked really, really hard as a musician, and the Lord has been talking to me about getting back into art and music, which are like my first loves, but the things that I do the least of, that I have been doing the least of. Part of that is just because I have faced so much rejection, right? And moving, it's crazy because in church I faced a lot of rejection, but in New Orleans, in the jazz sector, like arena, I've done so much work. Like, I sing everywhere. It's just crazy. Especially, and what's crazy is this time of year, literally the archbishop of the archdiocese, like, I literally sing at every service, the Via Dolorosa, because he lives. This time of year is like my busiest time of year as a singer back home, because it's weddings, I sing for funerals, and I sing for every Easter service, okay? Every resurrection service. I mean, sometimes I would do 4 worship services on Sundays at different places, right? And so one of the things about being home is because they received me so well. And honestly, the jazz sector is who received me so well. I mean, yeah, it's the kind of voice I have, but at the same time, like, they received me in a way so much better than even church received me or whatever. Like, some of the biggest competition is in churches with worship leaders and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm be honest with you, it's stuff I don't feel like dealing with. Like, I ain't got time. I ain't got the time. And so that's something that I have been personally dealing with, is wanting to be back home. Like, Lord, you're talking to me about, I'm on the piano now, I'm getting back to music, I'm writing again, I'm doing the things or whatever. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, I just wanna go home. I just wanna go home. I just wanna, I just wanna be in a place where I'm welcomed and loved and accepted and embraced, and I feel warmth. And so it was one of the reasons that I wanted to go and see this particular artist, because and so being at the doors and meeting this other icon, like, and him having such specific words to say to me. It's one thing when you have admiration for someone, the way I do certain, like, musicians and actors and stuff like that, because theater is my background. But it's another thing when they say things to you like, oh yeah, I know, or like when they are admire you as much, or you know what I mean. I felt so seen, and not in a weird way or whatever, because again, just like the person in the dream, this person's much older, very accomplished, just someone that I just, when I tell you, know his body of work, whether it's Broadway, on screen, voiceovers, everything, like, I know, has one of the greatest voices, physical singing voices, and you guys would know exactly who it is. Funny enough, he plays a bishop. Oh my God, guys, I'm in a dream. I just realized something. This lady had a dream, and I didn't know if the dream was about me or whatever, but she was very, very, like, adamant. And I didn't realize, and this happened last night. She was literally saying, like, that it was a bishop. Like, and I was like, a bishop? I was like, I don't know any bishops here. It's funny, I didn't even realize, like, oh yeah, I met like one of the most famous bishops on television the other day. And but he's amazing, right? And just had he was just so absolutely kind. Absolutely kind. So I thought that was wonderful. I go in, of course, I'm sitting right in the front because I said I was going to be there. I wouldn't have it any other way. I got to sit. If I'm going to opera, if I'm going to anything, I'm going to be sitting in orchestra because I'm a musician. I wouldn't have it any other way. I want to hear all the acoustics and all everything good, right? And so I'm sitting there in a couple seats next to me. The show hasn't started. This couple comes and sits down next to me, and they're like so kind. And the lady, like, I kid you not, we look like sisters. Crazy. So he laughs and says something about it, and she doesn't look like anybody that I've seen here. And I was like, hey, where are you from? She was like, I'm from here. She said, but my mom's from Louisiana. I was like, I'm from Louisiana. I was like, that's why we look like. And like, so he was like, if y'all keep on talking, y'all are going to be cousins. I was like, I already know we're cousins. Like, I was same hair color, everything, eye color, all of the things. And I was just like, that is insane. They are pastors. For one, I'm a mediator. She's an attorney mediator as well. And so the whole thing was super crazy. And so we're talking during, before, during, after, and all of the things or whatever, getting to know one another. And like, one of the things that I've been praying about is community. Like, I don't have community. Here it is, like, and there are other things that are happening in between. So over the course of the last 4 days, 2 couples and 2 people God has sent to speak to me. And I'm telling you, I don't need this kind of confirmation. I don't beg God for confirmation. I don't be needing it at all. Have come to speak to me about very specific things, okay? Like, extremely specific things. And some of them knew who I was. So I was just like, that's actually insanity, right? So anyway, talking to them or whatever, and literally the pastor, the male, he's saying certain things that like and he's very prophetic, right? And almost like just like if I were talking to Bishop Morton, like somebody that like they felt like family, like literally they felt like home. And that's what I've been really, really desiring. I mean, even the places God has sent me, and I know he sent me there, I don't feel as many times God will send you somewhere and you won't feel like he sent you there. I need you to hear me with your spiritual ears. I need you to hear me for whomever this is for, okay? This is extremely prophetic. But I guarantee you there are so many people that this is going to bless. Sometimes we can feel like just because God sent us somewhere, we're supposed to feel something or we're supposed to know something. I can't lie. There are a couple of places God sent me, and immediately I felt like, okay, I get it. I don't know if it was because I actually felt welcomed or if it's because I knew that God had sent me there, or if it was a combination of both. But I can tell you that wears off really, really quickly. And I haven't, you know how like something, when God first gives you a word, how it feels so good. And then over time, when nothing changes or nothing happens, like it just loses its savor, its flavor, its excitement. That's how I've been. That's how I've been. Like I come from a place, like I said, where we know no strangers in Louisiana, like none. I am an introvert, but when I tell you, like, I will like hug anybody, like just can spark conversation, like just you're always at home. Like you're always at home no matter everybody's baby back home. Like, you know what I mean? That's just our or Shad. Like we just love, 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 love. And so a couple of the places that God has sent me, which is my resistance to even going anymore, like I don't feel that way about them anymore. And I part of that is because people just are not that doggone warm, like honestly. But also because when God sent you somewhere, you automatically, even if it's subconsciously, think or know that you're supposed to have a place there, or you're supposed to know why you're there. Something's supposed to happen to show you something, right? I can't just be here just to be here, because why? It's like my church. I'm like, okay, like it's cool and everything, but I'm like, it's kind of far. Like, I'm just kind of like, it's kind of far. Like, baby, why we here? I'm literally like, baby, why we here? And I like seriously. And, but I'm there. Because I's obedient. I's obedient, Miss Seeley. So I'm obedient. um, but I can tell you, based on the series of events and just the time that has passed, I don't want to be there. Like I don't necessarily want to be here and all of that. And so I left the concert or whatever, and literally other things started happening. And I didn't realize until 2 days ago, because I posted in my community, I was literally in the mirror doing my hair in the bathroom, and the Lord like showed me this dream. And yeah, I will tell you, the person in the dream was Idris Elba. I'll just tell you just in case. No, nothing wrong with Idris Elba, just not. Like a lot of people are like super fans. I'm just not. No big deal. He's a great actor. I always think it's funny because I forget that he has an English accent. So when I hear him, I'm like, oh, that's funny. You don't even look like you sound. That's funny. But nothing there. He is not the person that was at the door. But in case that's for someone, I'm just gonna leave that there. It's Idris Elba. Not the person that I met was more iconic than that. Idris Elba, like the person that I met was iconic. 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 Like just chilling at the door. Like a regular person, and I loved him because he treated me like a regular person. Like it was just so nice. It was so nice. no hate to Idris, okay? But you know, and so like I said, much older than me. So it wasn't anything like this wasn't my husband in the dream or anything like that. It wasn't like a spirit husband or anything like that. It wasn't like that. But how Idris told me, hey, you can't leave yet. Like he literally, I go through some double doors and he says, you can't leave yet. Quite literally, this icon said the very same thing to me. Like basically like, I'm glad you're here. We need you here. What are you working on? Those type of things. And I'm like, man, Lord, you all in my little bosom because like music's like everything to me. Every single thing, child. So, but I didn't realize that I was in this dream till a couple of days ago, right? So I am doing my hair in the mirror, which needs to be done right now. I know, probably. I'm in my Lion King phase of the week where I grease the scapuses and then we wash, okay? I grease it, let it sit for like a day, sometime longer, and then we wash, okay? So that's why I look like Mufasa. Anyway, so I'm in the mirror and the Lord, he shows me the part of the dream where Idris is scribbling, talking about his daughter, the artist. And then I look at the television screen and they're the older women with Loretta Devine. And I realized, oh my God, I did see Loretta Devine. Oh my God, my crayons came in that morning. So what I didn't realize was I am working on a piece, a very, very big piece that will open 1,000,000 doors for me if I get this thing right. And I need you guys to pray for me because I am an artist. I am a published artist. I am a commissioned artist, and it's something that I haven't done in a while. And I rarely do this. I have had work in the senator's office. And I can tell you that I've done a couple other things, but I can tell you like art is one of those things. It is like one of my first loves. I'm super passionate about it, but I am extremely meticulous and perfectionist, and it's hard on me to do. And so commissioned work, work on a timeline is not something that I enjoy, particularly because if you're an artist, you understand. Someone else can see your art and think it's beautiful and wonderful, but you don't love it because it's not yet what was in your head. So as an artist, I know what it's supposed to look like. And this is, I need you to hear me with these spiritual ears because like, just like God, like, when he's not done with you and he's pruning and doing all these things with you, it's because you might think you're good. Other people might think you're good. They might think you a masterpiece, but God's like, no, she's the master's piece and it's not done yet. I know the end result. I know the plans I have for you. I need you to hear me with these spiritual ears because I'm going to probably preach in a minute. But as an artist, and this is why scripture, you know, speaks about God as he is an artist. He is the creator, the clay maker, you know, so to speak. So that I have to do that, but I'm doing it in a medium that I don't have with me. And so I actually had to order this medium and it got shipped and it came on Sunday. What gets delivered on a Sunday? So I didn't even put together that Loretta Devine, the Idris Elba person, all of the things, and the crayons all happened in the same day. It didn't even hit me, but the Lord like literally, it's like he zoomed me back. You know how you can have a revision? I'm very, very visual for that reason because I'm artistic. So I remember things visually. And so it's like he zoomed me in on the television screen from that dream and the older women. And he said, tell them. And I was like, oh, tell them not to leave yet. So how Idris, no, I'm using Prisma. I don't have time for oil or paint. And when I had a piece that our Senator, Chris John, wanted at the United States Senate when I was coming out of high school. I had done this national art competition. I had placed and they requested that piece of art hang in the Senate. And I did it in Prisma and I haven't used it. I haven't used it since then because I use oil pastels a lot. It's my favorite medium, but because of the detail that I need, I'm using Prisma. Prism is amazing. Like Prism is so much fun. It's amazing, but it is quite, it can be a lot, right? And so I needed, I needed it. And I had not yet put together that all of that had happened. And so the Lord's like, tell them, do not leave yet. You cannot leave yet. Just like this actor told me, like, you can't leave yet, like you're supposed to be here. Just like the pastor and his wife were there saying, like, no, you can't, you can't, like, literally the pastor's like whispering the whole time. He's like, yeah, and I can mentor you and all of the things. And like I was like, but like I miss home and da 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 da, like I miss the culture. And he was like, you bring the culture here. And I was just like, and when I tell you, I'm a very, very, I believe one of the reasons I have been, and I don't say this with arrogance, I say this in humility, actually. And I say this because I wasn't all this way. I'm not a know-it-all. Resist the urge to be a know-it-all. I'm not a know-it-all. And even if I'm thinking something on the inside, and you don't even have to be my elder, but because this man is my elder and he is quite accomplished, everything in me wants to bolt. But when he said that, I knew that that was the Lord. I knew that this is someone extremely experienced. This is someone who, and he just basically ministered to me during intermission, like literally, just about, me being in the right place and da 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 da, and about some other things that I had like about marriage and all of these other things, and all like I just was just like, whoa, like what, like some things I wasn't even praying about, or like not like that. You know what I mean? I had no idea. But the Lord like said, tell them, don't leave yet. There's something for you there. And here's the criteria. If you know that you know that you know, God sent you somewhere. And whether you knew what you were here for or not, if you haven't seen something come to pass, don't leave. Especially if you know you want to leave. He literally called it a divine encounter. I know that's lingo, but he literally said there are divine encounters, Tony. And he said, this is one of those times. And I was just like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, pastor. And yeah, and to meet someone who was like, quite honestly, and the lady was telling me about her daughter. Of course, we were talking about art or whatever. And so the whole dream literally came to pass. It literally came to pass. But you can't leave yet. Especially if your whole desire is to leave. If you have not seen it yet, do not leave. Because here's the thing. God didn't bring you there for nothing. So if you haven't seen something yet, especially if you know what that thing is, resist the urge to leave. It doesn't mean you're going to feel good being there. It doesn't mean you're going to want to be there. It doesn't mean you're going to understand it. There's some things that if you haven't seen anything yet, don't leave. Don't leave. God was reminding me of Samson. And I did a teaching. I don't remember. I meant to look it up before I came on here because I wrote a couple notes that I just didn't want to forget. He was reminding me of Samson. And I did a teaching recently on Samson. And Samson was so called that God called him under a Nazirite vow. He spoke to Samson's mother. He was born in a Nazirite vow. He couldn't cut his hair, couldn't have anything from the vine, all of those things, right? All of the rules, right? Because for a judge, he was a judge very much operating in that prophetic realm, right? Samson was one of the most called people we find in scripture, but he was always on a detour. Some of the worst detours you can see in scripture was Samson. But the thing was, no matter how many times this young man detoured, the end of the day, he accomplished, even in his death, he killed more Philistines, he was called to do that. Destroy the Philistines. while he was sleeping with him, doing all of the things that he wasn't supposed to do, finding himself in Egypt, finding himself in a vineyard. He wasn't supposed to be drinking. So why would you be in a vineyard? He was always where he wasn't supposed to be, always sleeping with somebody he wasn't supposed to sleep with, talking to he was all, but at the end of the day, Samson could not die. I need you to hear me because it will bless you. It will hurt a little bit. It will hurt a little bit, but it will bless you until he accomplished that which God had set him forth to accomplish. And God, and so if you move now, trust you will come back. Just like I left California and had to come back. Because there's something for me here, even though it looked like it ain't nothing but a whole bunch of heat. Child, it's hot. It's hot in Louisiana, but baby, this desert heat in the valley of dry bones, yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me. Like, it's just not for me. And I'm like, am I staying here for a lifetime? Like, there's certain things I'm gonna need you to answer, Lord, you know? But here's some things that God will send reinforcement. See, that day on Sunday, there was so much resistance in me. I had my big boy had, passed. I was upset. I wasn't feeling it. I had to drive. There was just so many things. There was a looming discouragement over me. Even when I got to church, my pastor gets up and, like, he's prophetic or whatever. And it could have just been, but he's like, I sense this heaviness. He was like, I don't know what he called it. He called it a, abnormal heaviness, something like that. And like, he talked about getting diagnoses and stuff like that. And as you guys know, like, there are certain things that I've been dealing with or whatever. Yeah, I'm just not going to go into that right now. But there are certain things he was hitting on. But there was this looming discouragement over me. Because when I tell you, it seems like so many things have gone wrong. Like, you get the place and then it's like trying to afford the place. Like, you get the place and then lose a job. Or, you know what I mean? Those are the kind of things that I've been dealing with. And so just health, finances, like every little thing that's been, not every little thing, but a lot. Yet God sustains me. Yet God still opens certain doors. Here's the thing. 2 opportunities have happened that only could happen here in California. Here in this district, in this city where I'm in. Literally. So had I left, I wouldn't even, and if I leave, I wouldn't even be able to explore these opportunities that God has been speaking to me about for years. I didn't know how they would look. I didn't know how they would sound. I didn't know how it would happen, but I'm in them, and so there was still, even with me knowing this opportunity opened up, this place opened up, this thing opened up, I have still wanted to leave. And so you're not going to feel like staying where you are. You're going to feel like rejected. You're going to feel like nothing's happened. You're going to be looking for the job. Why didn't the promotion happen? Where's the wife? Where's the husband? You're going to be like, why this place? I hate the weather. Like, you're just going to, like, every little thing that you can think of, you're going to be like, I would rather be anywhere but in this place. But God sends reinforcements, okay? And this is a twofold word, so keep listening to the end. God sent so many reinforcements, even up until yesterday. The people I met in the store, like, they were just, I don't know why people were stopping me and just saying things. I'm like, I don't even think this person, like, I don't know, but they don't come off super churchy or anything like that. But I mean, I don't know, this person is prophetic, but like, just somebody saying like certain, like, I'm just like, wait, the Lord's like, no. You cannot leave. Just like Idris was like, hey, you can't leave yet. And he like yanks me into the room and like wants to tell me something. And like, like, there are people, and this is specific to people that feel like they've been there a long time. Remember the people on the screen, the ladies were older women, and I don't mean that in a derogatory fashion or anything like that. And by all intents and purposes, I'm an older woman now, seasoned and fine, child, but I'm older, but older women, but that, it doesn't need a lot of interpretation, but You know, obviously it played out literally through Loretta Devine and so forth and so on. But the women were older, not because it was just Loretta Devine or whatever, but because it's people have been waiting a long time for this thing. You've been waiting a long time for this thing, right? And literally the title underneath the women was waiting on the reunion. So I want to go into that. There is something there that God is reuniting you with. It may be a person, it may be a passion, okay? But he's reuniting you with something. He's actually bringing things around, but you cannot leave prematurely. So there's that part. But what's funny is, and I'm going to be very, very vague about this, but I'll say this to you. This whole time that I have been discouraged, I can tell you in the last couple of months, the devil has been sending every reinvention he could think of. Like, to get me to go back to a place of comfort, whether it's my home, whether it's a job, whether it's because it would be easy for me to go back into the things that I used to do back home. Like, so easy for me to make money and enjoy, you know, like so easy. And people, he's literally sent people, the devil, literally. So the Lord will send reinforcements. Here it is. I want to go back home, and the pastor at the concert is telling me, you can't leave. The icon actor is telling me, you can't leave. Everything in me wants to leave. The people, the people reaching out to me back home, like, hey, can you help with this? Will you do this? Would you like to do this work or whatever? And I'm like, man, that is so tempting. Like, I would love to do this. I would love to be, working with kids and producing plays. I would love to be doing this, working with the choir. I would love to, do these things. It would be so easy for me, like that. The Lord has me here. And literally there were times when I was just like, and this will happen. You'll feel like super, super strong about what the Lord is saying do. But then in those moments of lull, when nothing's happening, when that faith is low, you'll start like wanting to go back to that stuff. And what the devil will do is he will send you a reinvention. A woman or a man that has reinvented themselves. Somebody you haven't, he will, and this is the twofold word, he will tempt you to spin the block, literally. Like the devil was tempting me to spin the block, whether it's with a person I dated, whether it's a person, or whether it's just jobs and things that I know that I've done that I could just go into so easily, easy peasy, make the money, all of the things. I know all of the people, like literally, like, just spin the block, just do it. Like, you're comfortable here. The devil will sing you reinventions. The Lord will sing you reinforcements. And so I have been dealing with people coming back and like people reaching out, jobs and different things, like, and I'm like, yeah, it would just be easier. Like, I'm like literally trying to figure out how to get out of the place I'm in, how to like sell this, sell that so I can get back home. I'm like, how are we gonna how are we gonna do this? Because I'm like, I'm ready to bolt. I'm bolting, okay? And the Lord like sent me. He was like, okay, I don't know what celebrity or what person I need to send you, but I'm sending you a ton of people, because I'm telling you, I was on the edge of my seat fitting a bolt. Like, God had opened the door for all of these different things. I'm telling you, like, doors. I've been in some of the hardest times over the last 6 months, but during those times, the biggest doors open, and they only open here in Los Angeles. And so there's this push and pull of things where it's like, he does, like, when the old folks say, baby, he's a keeper, they literally mean he's a keeper. Sometimes it's not him giving you like these tremendous miracles or anything like that. Sometimes it's just him preserving you. And being preserved doesn't necessarily feel good. It means like, I have just enough. I feel just good enough. I have just enough energy. I have just enough money. That's how it feels. And I'm telling you, that's where I am. I'm telling you, from the depths of my pain of being here, the depths of my pain of being away from my mother, being away from my brother and my sisters, the pain of not having the work that I feel like I need to be able to make ends meet. When I tell you, I don't even want to share all of these things, but I'm sharing them because I need you to stay right where you are. If you have not seen whatever it is, I don't know if you have an idea of what it is, if it's a job, if it's a passion, if it's a person, a husband, a wife, a partner, something in the community, whatever it is that you feel like the Lord, you knew for whatever, you knew the Lord sent you there and you was happy about it. Months pass, years pass, time has passed, and you're tired, you're older, the grays are here, the you know what I mean? Like, you're just over it. You cannot leave yet. You cannot leave yet. You cannot leave yet. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. You cannot leave. And it doesn't mean that you're there forever. You're just there long enough to know what he sent you for. He sent you. I want to speak to people who everybody's left their life. You've lost friends. The some of the opportunities you thought you needed, some of the resources you thought you needed, they're gone. And so a lot of times when the Lord is moving things out of the way, the devil's telling you you're lonely and that you need to go back to a place of comfort. The Lord is actually moving distractions so that he's not just moving distractions for you. He's allowing you to focus, yes, but he's also removing all of the gang of people around you so that when that icon, like I'm standing at the door with this person that I have loved my whole life, have like literally followed his career since I was a child. There's a line from a movie that me and my brother say every time we see each other, and it's this person. We've been saying it since the movie came out. Probably 25 years ago. And we say it, and it's not something I'm repeating or whatever because it's just hilarious. But every time we see each other, it's the way we greet each other. And I say it in his voice. Matter of fact, I sang a bit of a song that literally when I saw him and I said, Mr. Such and Such, and I was like, oh my God. Thank you for your contributions to like Broadway. Because if you know, then you know that I have done off Broadway things back home. That's like what Oprah chose me for, was doing a play. She handpicked me for this cool off Broadway production that you know. And so it's just so funny that when I was like, I sang this bit of a song that he sings that he's well known for in New Orleans, and it was just so funny, and I sang it in his voice, and but like, no, it was nobody else around, where usually if you see a celebrity like that, people are gathered or people are gawking or whatever. It's just me and him and the girls at the door, and just having a regular conversation like I'm having with you right now. And so when God removes all those people from around you, it's sometimes so he can shine the light on you as well. So the devil, here it is, the devil will be telling you you're lonely, you need community. And the Lord is like, no, you're not lonely. I'm removing distractions for you. You need to focus, and I'm sending you people directly to you to tell you what you need to do, tell you where you need to be, to open up doors for you. And I'm also shining a light on you that nobody would be able to pick you out because you had so many people around you, Tony. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of talent around here. There's so much talent. You know how many people can sing, play the piano, and do all of the things? Everywhere. You know how hard it is to stand out in a place like Los Angeles? It's hard to stand out in New Orleans. We got some of the greatest musicians in the world in New Orleans. So, like, I was thinking that because I had made a name for myself back home, that I couldn't do that in a place like LA. Here it is, God is saying, yes, you can. Yes, you can. I will give you the influence because I will send people that already have the influence. And you can't leave. Like, I'm going to say this to you because I know a lot of people. What if it's your wife? What if it's your husband? What if it's your business partner? What if it's the person that's going to invest in your company? What if it's the ministry that you're supposed to launch? What if it's that? What if you couldn't get approved for the home anywhere else but there? Anywhere else? What if? What if? What if? And the truth is, when I really, really think about what God has called me to, everything that God has actually called me to, I'm on YouTube right now. Is it exactly like I definitely want to be back in church ministering the way I used to traditionally. I want to, I still like, I'm going to, one day I'm going to lead worship again. One day I'm going to lead a choir again. One day I'm going to be a youth pastor again. Like one day I'm going to do those things. But right now I'm on YouTube sometimes, and that it's ministry. Like you can't despise what it is that you're doing. It may not look like the full scope of what he's called you to, but in time, don't despise the day of small beginnings, or even starting over, because that's what a lot of where I am feels like. Starting over. I've already lived here. I've been here, done that. I don't want to be back here again. Like all of those things, So I mean, the devil will like try to make you feel so lonely and alienated. He will actually make you angry with people you shouldn't even be angry with. You're just like, I'm so over it. I don't want to see you because I don't want to be here. And listen, when he's bringing in those reinventions, he will make every ex look so good. Oh my God. You're like, oh, well, 10 years has passed, so I'm sure they've grown. And you're thinking about things that you would have never thought of, like, right after y'all broke up. Like, you know what I mean? You're thinking of things. It's looking better to you now. And I'm being honest that things that 5 years ago would have never caught your eye, now you're looking at, because the devil will reinvent something, baby. He will reinvent something. He will make somebody that ain't no good look so good that you'll vote for him again. Like, not me. Not me. You didn't look that good. Okay? But anyway, I'm just saying, I see a lot of people that's been duped because people try to reinvent themselves only for you to find out they're the same old person. They're the same old scoundrel. And so the devil, like, and this is what he does with familiar spirits. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody, sometimes that person, like, you in a dream, they're a familiar spirit. Like, you're like, they felt familiar. They felt something similar to something that I felt before. But in reality, you don't pick up on it. I'm like, that's what the dream was about. That human being that slid up in your DMs, that, my friend, is the familiar spirit from your dream. They familiar, baby. Like, and they look new. They look different. They might smell different. They might have, had a couple kids, or they might have got a different job or whatever. But y'all, they're the same. They don't spend the block. Don't spend the block on a job. Don't spend the block. The Lord says, in Ecclesiastic, Solomon tells us that for every season, for every thing, there is a season and a time. There is nothing new under the sun. And then, behold, he makes all things new. Behold, I do a new thing. Will you not know it? God is not into doing old things. He's into allowing you to see old things for what they are, as a very unnecessary thing. Baby, if it was necessary, it would have been there. It's not necessary. It only feels necessary because you're desperate, you're tired, and you're older. Let me tell you. You're desperate, you're tired, and you're older. You're desperate, you're tired, and you're older. Bishop Love used to say he did a word on this years ago. Don't do anything in your twos. Too old, too tired, too hungry. How many of you know you should not shop for food? Don't grocery shop when you're hungry. You will buy all the Chips Ahoy. I don't even eat Chips Ahoy. How about Chips Ahoy? I don't even like Chips Ahoy. I don't like them. Like, actually don't like them. But when you shopping when you're hungry, you will buy Chips Ahoy when you prefer Oreos. Like, you will do it. You will spin the block when you're desperate. God gave you the dream at 35, but now you're 41 and not married, and spinning the block looks easier. It looks a whole lot easier. As a matter of fact, it looks good. It looks downright handsome. And so, like, when I tell you, like, I'm telling you this, and I'm a comedian, child. I'm always be funny. I can't help it. That's the Louisiana in me. However, I am being absolutely for real. And I should be ashamed of it, and I'm not proud of it. But I'm telling you these things to bless you. Have I had exes that look absolutely great? Yes, because they are like every day. The reasons the reason I decided to be with them in the past was because of those very, very things. Those things haven't changed. And then some things have changed. So you're like, well, maybe you're better now. Maybe we're both grown. Maybe we'd be better for one another, no, no. No. So and literally the Lord's like, so I moved you to California, told you to go here, do this, that, so you can go back there. So what was this whole thing? Like the Lord's like, have you seen the thing I called you to yet? Not fully. So just stop. Stop. The truth is, Tony, you think you want that, but you don't want that. You don't want that, girl. You look good. It's smart. It's got PhDs and stuff. That ain't what you want. That ain't what you want. God sent me couples to speak to me. Musicians to speak to me. And what is more profound is I have never caught a concert by this person back home. And they're from New Orleans. The only time I was able to hook up and talk to him was while I'm in California. What are the chances? Literally, I closed my eyes and listening to the music, I felt like I was at home. I literally felt like I was at home. I was in my favorite movie, Mo Better Blues. I was like in it. I was in it. And just for a moment, I realized, no, like home is wherever the Lord places you. And you can, just like the pastor told me, he's like, no, you bring your culture here. You bring the culture here. You share that with the community. You share that with the church. You share that with the world, the world that you're in. Yeah, Louisiana's a great place. I know everything about it. Like I love the fish. I love all of those things. I'm such a little Cajun girl. But who said I have to be there to be that? And why I can't share that warmth and hospitality with places that I feel are cold. I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple of places God sent me, and I'm like, actually, it's not. I don't think it's that great. I'm like, y'all actually aren't that warm. I'm not gonna be too specific, but I was just like, yeah, I don't. I mean, no, I want to be at my church back home. I want to be over here. And, the devil will start getting into your head about stuff. Because the truth is, ain't nobody did me nothing. They was just not looking as, they weren't appealing to me because I'm tired. I want to go home. I miss my family. I miss food. I miss shrimp and stuff. That's easy, accessible. You guys are imported here. It ain't even what I'm saying? I miss all the good stuff, child. I can't eat crawfish, but I miss crawfish boils. I miss this time of year. I want to be home. And and the devil will use everything. Your family needs you. They need you there. Da, 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 da. The devil will use your comfort to keep you so stagnant. And I really don't have anything else to say. That is all. I needed to share that though, because there's some of you that are literally on the verge of moving prematurely. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not spin the block. And like I said, if you listen to this from the beginning, you will know if this is for you. Do not move yet. There is something for you there. If you knew that you knew that you knew. Oh, he also told me this. Build while you're there. If it hasn't happened yet, and you don't like where you are, build something. Build something. Build your repertoire like I'm doing. As a singer, as an artist, you have a repertoire. It's basically a list of songs that you are known to sing, that you can execute in any key. That's a repertoire. I'm building my repertoire. You know what I mean? I'm working on my scales again, working on my classical music and music again and things like that. And he's build where you are. Build where you are. Sorry, my neck. And then he says, do not move. But then, this is the final thing I'm going to leave you with. He says, listen and read the things that led you to where you are. Go back to those things. Literally, the dream that I shared with you guys today was in 2021 or 2022. It's so old. A forgotten dream. Literally, hear me with your spiritual ears. Go back to those things. You remember when you were sure that you knew that you knew that you knew? Or even if say you're in this job and you knew that you knew that you knew that the Lord opened that door for you. And no longer it's lost its zest, child. You don't want, it ain't zesty no more. You don't want to be there, right? Go back to everything the Lord told you that got you there. Remember that when it blessed you to be there? That relationship, that husband, that wife. When you remember what got you there? You knew that you knew that you knew that this was your person. Get back to that. The Lord says, like, go back to the things that led you to that place. And if those things have not come to pass, if you have not seen the fulfillment of his promises in that place where he sent you, do not move. Do not move. I guarantee you, I don't live in regret, but this is coming from a woman who was in a place that I've lived before. I went home for 1.5 years, 2 years, and God sent my butt right back to California. Wondering and starting over. I went back to school, law school, between Harvard and LSU. I was thriving in everything, baby. I was doing all of the things. And the Lord sends me back to California. I'm like, do you know how hard it is? Like, how am I gonna go to, finish school, almost finish? How am I gonna go to school in California? And the Lord is like, so there are literal sacrifices you will have to make. Student loans ain't no punk, okay? Harvard tuition's not no punk, and neither is LSU. And you can't go to Harvard, government, School of Government, remotely. You actually have to go to the Kennedy Center. So, like, it's not like I'm all the way in California. I'm like, you're making it harder. He's like, yeah, because that's not the priority. So when I tell you, this is a person who had gotten comfortable where she was, who I felt like I was doing things that Tony wanted to do, and the world will tell you, like, do this for you, glow up. You got to do what I mean? But that's not always spirit-led, and yeah, like, it's a sacrifice, because, there are sometimes I'm happy to be out of school, and obviously I wouldn't be in there right now in this economy, like building up more debt and stuff like that. But I've put the things that my flesh wants on hold, the things that my flesh, my society, even my family would even say that I need. You know what I mean? It doesn't even make sense to people that I know. Like, why are you there? You were doing so well. Like, you're almost done. Like, you could be, like, it's gonna be a judge. Like, period. Like, it's like, because I felt like, okay, I can still do music and do that or whatever, but like, things hadn't happened the way I wanted them to happen. But God has always said, like, no, music's your thing. Art is your thing, and you're going to do it. Like, when I told you to go, that's what I meant to do, for you to do. And that comfort, like, yeah, like, school's not necessarily fun or anything like that. Like, but sometimes I want to go back just because it's comfortable. Sometimes I want to go back because it would just be easier to become a judge. It would just be easier because my whole family's in law and politics back home. Like, it would be so much easier to do those things. I worked really, really hard to do that too. You know how hard, exceptionally difficult it is to become a court-appointed mediator in Louisiana? It's the second hardest place in the country to be a court-appointed mediator. Second hardest. It is not easy. It is not easy. And at my age, it is not easy. It is not easy at all. And so, like, I'm just like, man, like, sometimes I feel like I'm slumming, and I am. Like, I'm kind of slumming. Like, it's just not fun. Like, like, I got nothing going for myself. It's just like, but, when God has sent you somewhere, Moses, it will look very contrary to what is natural to you. But it's like, at the end of the day, you got to decide, do you want to see the good thing or do you want to do the God thing? Do you want to live a mediocre life? And there are times when I'm like, yeah, I just want to live a mediocre life. Like, there are times where you're just like, I'm good with a mediocre life. I just want to like live a mediocre life. I don't need people to know me. I'm like that even with YouTube. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm just like, I don't like being in front of people. Like, okay, like I just don't. I love teaching, and sometimes I want to literally do a voice recording with no video, and the Lord's like, nope. People need to see you. And I think that's so crazy. Like, I'm just like, but it's literally God wants me on camera, where there have been times when he's like, you can just voice this over. You can do the prayer like that. God's like, no, you're going to sit in front of people. I'm like, that's not even like me, like to be sitting in front of people for hours, because like, who am I? But when it is the Lord, it'll be very, very contrary to what you naturally want to do. And here's the other thing. Even though you don't feel like it, you'll have a supernatural energy for it. Even though you don't feel like it, you will have there will be a supernatural reinforcement. And I keep seeing, when you tie down a tent, I don't know who this is for, child. I don't even know. I'm very visual that way, but I have visions, open visions. And so I've had this vision several times during this live or whatever. But you tie down a tent, and baby, I don't camp. I would glamp, but my mom camps though. My mom is a camper. She camps, child. She camps, and she can make a living room in the middle of the forest. Okay, this lady, don't ask me how she does it. Okay, it's a gift. But I do not camp. But you know how you tie down a tent and there's a reinforcement that you stick into the ground? I keep saying that. So I don't know who that's for. Like it anchors something. Like that is for somebody, and it is not for me, because I can tell you, once again, I'm not camping. I mean, maybe I'll camp one day. I would do a cabin, not a tent, okay? So maybe like in between a camp and a glamp, okay? I'm not even that glamorous, but I just don't want to, So that's not for me. That's for somebody. And all of this is for you, because you've been seeing it too. Boom. Like I can just see the button, like the cord. I need you to hear me with your spiritual ears, because I don't know who this is for. Like the cord. Like, because I'm like, is that a cord? I wouldn't even know what you use to tie down. I was not a Girl Scout, okay? I was not. I might look a little raggedy and hood, and I might have a little raggedy hood in me, okay? Because I do. I might look like Mufasa, but your girl don't camp. Whatever that cord is, I don't know what you call it, that thing. He will send reinforcements. And the people that I met over the last several days, literally like, no, stay. I mean, he sent an icon that I have looked up to forever to tell me to sit your behind down. He sent another pastor that I could hear from. Because here's the thing, I'm a pastor. I'm a very accomplished pastor. Listen, it is what it is, point blank, period. I'm a respected pastor. And I don't be listening, y'all know, I don't listen to prophetic words. Oh my God. I don't even listen to prophetic words. But another couple actually, like the Lord like sent them, they have a YouTube, and they spoke to me about this thing. Some of y'all, it is very specifically marriage. And I don't be wanting to harp on the whole marriage thing, but some of y'all, it is very specifically marriage. And honestly, I feel like the Lord just needs me to reiterate that, because that'll be the only thing that'll make y'all stay in place. And you want to leave, but if you knew that it was marriage that God has you staying put for, you wouldn't move. So please don't move. Please don't move. And I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care who puts stuff in the comments, because I don't play that. Because I was like, boop, 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 delete, block. In a second, I got the gift of blocking. Paul never spoke on the gift of blocking, baby, but I have the gift of blocking. There's a whole new gift in 2025, and it is the gift of block, delete, boom. Okay? And I have it. It's a spiritual thing. And I have it. And so I don't care who says what about what. Marriage is very, very necessary. Marriage is very, very, very relevant in this season. Matter of fact, there is a season of marriages. You remember when I told you guys about the fire, it's not a false alarm? That actual word played out literally 2 weeks ago. There is and that there were, I had a vision of they looked like cake toppers, but they were actually people, a couple, a groom and a bride walking through fire. Literally, that's what's happening. It's literally, there is a season for marriages, a season. Thank you, Noble Strength. A whole season of marriages. Yes. There are specific things God has spoken to me regarding my own marriage and relationship. And while sometimes it doesn't feel like the first thing on my mind, marriage and stuff like that, I can't lie to you and say, I think I'm bashful about it. I'm a very private person. But I'm going to be honest with you. God speaks to me about my husband. There are certain things I know about, my future family life and certain things. I know things. I'm not going to so I want you to know that God is speaking about these things. I may not talk about it all the time, but he's speaking about, hey, Vanessa, thank you. Speaking about these things. Some of you guys, it's a job. Some of you guys, it's a ministry that you're supposed to be connected to. I do not know why the Lord has me connected with the ministry I'm connected to. I'm not resistant, but at the same time, I don't have the time, nor I'm not situated in a place where I can be there often. So I can't even volunteer like I usually would. Yeah. So I don't even know what that's about, but God has me places and I don't see it yet, but he's been very, very specific. Like, do not move. Do not move. I don't really have anything. Please share this message because it's for somebody who is waiting on a husband or a wife. I am telling you. And for me, it's literally 2 job opportunities. It may be more, but for me, it's literally that the 2 opportunities in music and in art, they happen here in Los Angeles. Out of all of the people, one of the biggest cities in the country and in the world, where artists and musicians they're a dime a dozen. And the opportunities literally just sat in my lap. Sat in my lap. I'm not auditioning here. I haven't done anything. I've done like work in movies. I've done things like that back home. We film there all the time. Like I told you guys, I've like done extra work. I've done work and stuff like that. I love theater and all that stuff or whatever. In California, I've never done one of those things. But somehow these actors and musicians, they seem to just, God is like, nope, talk to that girl right there. I am not even talking about music, art, acting, none of the things. They're like, nope. You the one. You're the one. Like, what? Why are you even bothered? I'm just just a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl, okay? But yes, you will know if this word is for you. And if you leave, I feel for you because you will start over. And my goal in my 40s is to tell you, please, do not force yourself, force God to force you to start over. Please. So for me, yeah, some of you, I know for a fact, there are certain things I know based on the dreams that I'm in, because this is not the only one. This is the only one that he had me share. That some of you, it's marriage. And based on the women that you don't even know the movie that I watched where Loretta Devine was in, but based on how that played out, it's a marriage for many of you. It is. And I hate to be cliche, but it is what it is. And if the Lord tells me to say something, I'm gonna say it. And it's marriage. It's your spouse. You cannot move. And it will test your patience. But how much patience do you need to be married? A lot. So if you can't be impatient waiting, because you're going to need that patience, So a lot of the things that you're going through, a lot of the temptations that you have to overcome to spin the block and all of the things, it's practice. It's par for the course. It is practice for when you're actually married, There are going to be times where you want to give up. There are going to be times where you want to get out. You want to back out. You're going to why did I even start this process? Why do I even have to get married? Maybe I don't need more kids. I'm telling you, I'm telling you all these things because over the course of the last several years, I have been there. I have been there. Let the Lord, let the Lord recall those things that got you to the place where you are. Just know that Sister Tony is waiting with you. Sister Tony is here. I'm waiting with you, and I'm in it. I'm in my blessing. It doesn't feel like it most of the time because it's work. It's work. I literally have to. I'm working constantly, and I'm not even getting paid yet. You know what I mean? I'm working on things that I'm working on techniques, music and like art and doing things that I haven't even gotten paid for yet. So it feels like a sacrifice. It feels like investment. It feels like tired. It feels like, but you will see the fruit of it. You will see the fruit of it. It feels like singleness. It feels like, but it's just because it's not there yet. But remember, when it comes, it's done. And it may be right under your nose. It may be right under your nose. And the whole waiting for the reunion and the dinner, I don't know if the dinner is for someone specifically, because literally, even though the screen in that dream said waiting on the reunion, I don't know if I saw dinner or like if it changed to dinner or what it is, that's for somebody. But there is a reunion of sorts. Either it is God bringing you back to a passion, either it is God, he's bringing something around, and you've really got to know the difference. And I feel like this is just so specific because you cannot confuse with a reunion. You cannot confuse a reunion with a reinvention. Like the devil will reinvent things, but oh, he did share this with me earlier because I was just like, well, how do I even explain that? This I'm gonna be specific. Okay, I'm gonna be very specific without being too specific. But for those of you who are, it is marriage. It is not an ex. It may be someone you know, but it's not someone you've had a relationship with. So I would say that. It is someone you know, maybe you're acquainted, and you just don't know them in that capacity. A lot of people have like met their spouses or been in the same circle. And here's the thing, I am not a person that I know that love stories happen through dating apps and stuff like that, but that's not the majority, right? And I just feel so strongly you're not going to have to search for this thing. And matter of fact, if you start doing things your way, that maybe let me just, but a reunion is not going back to an ex. I feel like that I have to say that very specifically, and I wish I'd have said it's sitting in my notes, but I don't know why I waited so long to say it, because sometimes people don't listen to the end. A reunion is not an ex. It's literally bringing you back to a passion like it is for me, or you may know of your spouse or know that person, be in the same community, groups, and you just haven't seen them in this light, or allow God to do that. Allow him to do that. Don't wreck your brains. It's going to happen so beautifully and so naturally. But anyway, I love you. That is all I have for you. I pray this blessed you, because this weekend like blessed my socks off in a time where it wasn't the hardest time, but I was in a little funk. I wasn't feeling my best. I mean, obviously you lose somebody or whatever, I wasn't feeling my best, I didn't feel like going to church. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wanted to go to church until I got the bad news that I got. Then I was just like, I'm not feeling anything. I don't want to go to this concert, and I don't want to go, I don't feel like going to church. And thankfully I did both. And you cannot leave yet. You cannot. Hey, you can't leave yet. That's me. I'm telling you the way Idris told me in that dream. Hey, you can't leave yet. There's something for you here. I had waited and waited. Oh, the Sperry's thing actually did happen specifically with Sperry's. My daughter brought it up, and it was just funny because she doesn't know my dreams and stuff like that. But I thought, I want to say this too before I go. In the beginning of that dream, you know how I thought I was at the thrift store to try on these shoes. Like, sometimes you'll see, I need you to hear me with these spiritual ears. Sometimes you'll see something. God will send you in a place and you'll see something and you think that has to be the reason I'm here. But that thing doesn't work out. And so you're discouraged and you want to leave. I was waiting to try on these shoes, but nobody would help me. And that's kind of how I've been feeling in this position. Like I have no community here. And even when I try to make community, the people just aren't nice, okay? Let me just say it. People aren't nice, okay? And I'm sorry, California, you'll never be Louisiana. You'll never be Jello. If you know, you know. If you know where that line is from, it is, you're never gonna be Jello. That is Julia Roberts talking to Cameron Diaz in My Best Friend's Wedding. It's one of my favorite lines. You're never gonna be Jello. But yeah, California is nice, it's cool, but it'll never be Louisiana. Nothing will ever be New Orleans. My mom lived in Paris, and it's her second favorite place, only to New Orleans. When I tell you live in a place like Paris, but still New Orleans is your favorite, baby. We are some nice people. It's lovely people. California just is, baby. It's not my thing, And it maybe it's because I haven't found my guru or my tribe necessarily. But I can tell you that sometimes I just totally don't want to find them. I'm like, okay, if you're there, you should have been popped up, baby, because I'm tired and I'm fitting to go home. But, I digress. Like, yeah. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Stay where you are. There's something for you there. It may not be the thing you thought it was. I was there to try on shoes. That's where I saw the shoes. I literally, in the dream, it was a thrift store, but the only thing I saw, now that I'm thinking about it, was that pair of shoes. And here's the thing, they were brand new. Ain't nobody helped me. I couldn't reach. In what world can I reach something? I'm 5'8". Like, I can't. The other day, Lily, she's taller than me. She had to get the oil down for me. Because, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. Maybe I'm closer to 5'7" now. But, I couldn't reach. But in no world am I usually unable to reach something. But I could not reach, which is strange. And I was waiting for brand new shoes at the thrift store. But here it is. God is talking about waiting on the reunion. So there's something that God is doing, that you may have seen something nice and shiny in an unlikely place. You may have thought that was it. You thought that was the reason. God's like, no, you've been looking for the wrong thing. I'm doing something else. So anyway, Tia, you know what? Get off my live, Tia. Get off my live. I ain't never put you out, Tia. Get out. She said, me and Tia live together. And we used to live together. And so she knows Tia's short. Okay, she's like 5. Are you 5'2"? My mom's the same height. She's little. She's real small. My sister Shawnee's real small, so she's like 5'1", maybe. They're real small people, and me and Lily are tall. Okay, Lily's 5'9". I'm almost 5'8", pretty much. We got some arms, baby. Yeah, I'm pretty tall. Lily's even taller. She's supermodel tall. But anyway, Tia, you a mess. But yeah, she's a shorty. But yeah, in what world can I not reach something? I'm the person, like, I could get hired at Walmart just to be the reacher. They could call me the reacher. I could just reach stuff for people, and I could get paid $25 an hour just to reach stuff. I just walk down from aisle to aisle. You know what? We need to suggest that, because I need a job, y'all. I need another job, like a part-time job. I'm trying to figure things out in the meantime. So anyway, I pray that this bless you. 5'7", listen. Yeah, I'm 5, like, you're never barefoot. So barefoot, I'm 5'7.5". But when do you ever walk around barefoot? So any given time, I'm 5'9". You know what I mean? So yeah. So anyway, that's all. No, it's funny. I've never seen The Reacher, but every time you go on Prime, it's like, or when you turn your TV on, if you have like a Google TV, Reacher is always advertised. So when I said that, I literally saw the dude. I don't know what actor it is, but I literally saw like The Reacher. I was like, yeah, I could be The Reacher. I don't know what the show is about, but yeah. 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 But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for everyone that gave. If this has blessed you, hey, feel free to bless the ministry. When people it blesses me for sure in these hard times, but also there are people that reach out and they need help with things. They need help paying bills and stuff like that, and I'm able to not have to try to figure things out because a lot of stuff comes out of pocket, me to you, or whatever. And but you know that it really really does bless us. And you guys know that I got so scared the other day because I know that I've been thinking about having this surgery and everything, and I've been like, you know, getting ready for it financially and stuff like that. But the other day I woke up and I was like, I'm terrified. I was like, you know what? I don't know. But anyway, but then I have to get braces, like, because I hurt my mouth and I've been grinding my teeth. I grind my teeth during the day. I don't know if you know anybody like that has to wear a guard during the day. Yeah. So I have to actually, the only thing that'll fix that, I have to get braces. I have always had the crooked teeth, but I have never wanted braces, but now that I'm older and the grinding thing, the doctor says the only thing that will fix it is braces. So I actually have to get braces too. That's the thing. So hopefully in the next year I can do that or whatever. But yeah, so thank you guys for, you grind your teeth. It's horrible because I wake up with headaches. It's not as bad as it was right after the accident, but it's bad. And I didn't know if Caesar started grinding his teeth right after the accident, and it's anxiety. But I started thinking, I was like, I wonder if he grinds his teeth because he hears me grinding my teeth. And so it's just so sad. The whole thing's sad. The whole situation is sad. But yeah, I actually injured my mouth. Yeah. So had to have a procedure. I did that was it? I don't know, April? I don't know when it was. And had to have one more thing on my mouth, not on my, that has to happen. But that, and then I got to get braces in order to stop it. And actually they're saying it can cause me some serious issues later on. So go figure. Gotta get braces. So I'll be looking like a 12-year-old soon, I'm sure. But yeah, thank you for being on. Share this. And I know this is for so many people. So many people. Share this. Don't forget to go and like. If you're driving and you can't like right now, go back and like it, because there are a lot of people that say that they don't get notifications and stuff like that. And YouTube doesn't really like Christian content. And so they be fighting in a while. They be fighting sometimes. They be fighting you. But thank you. If you want to support the channel, that's a great way to support: liking, sharing, subscribing. You can give. It's in the description box. I don't have my link for one-on-ones in the description box because I don't know where it is. I need to find it because you actually can. It's one way that I'm actually expanding my business because I'm a mediator. But although I don't necessarily mediate, I'm actually about to start mediating in California. If you need counseling or anything like that, mediators are often counselors. So, mediation works that way as well. So you can like book one-on-ones. I also mentor. It's 6 weeks. It's 18 hours, just like a semester. 18 hours. It can be pretty intensive as you go along. But yeah, so I'm doing a lot of things at one time. So thank you for supporting us, supporting me. And I pray that this has blessed you. Father God, wherever it is that you have us, Lord God, that you have us, may we know that we know that we know that it is where we're supposed to be, and may we resist every urge to leave. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. I wasn't going to pray for anything else. Just that. Just that. That is it. That is it. So I love you, and I will see you. Don't forget, the bride is up all night Saturday. I think I'm starting at 3 p.m. It is likely a 3-day class. It is all things rapture, all things Galilean wedding, all things Jesus Christ, Apostle John, bit of Revelation. It is all of that. Revelation, the book of Revelation. The bride is up all night. It will bless your socks off. It is timely. Not because it's Passover and it's resurrection or Easter, but also because of the times that we're in. I wouldn't be surprised if Jesus came back in the next 100 years, 50 years, 30 years. I don't think he has to tell us anything at all, but we are supposed to be aware of the times that we're in. He says, when you see things, look up, your redemption draweth nigh. I'm in another dream. I just caught it. Okay. Your redemption draweth nigh. And so while we may not know the day or the hour, we are supposed to know the season. And here's another thing. This class, I'm teaching it here. Even though I don't like teaching on YouTube because of the distractions and the comments and stuff like that, I got to figure out, I'm going to need a lot of moderators, but it'll bless you. It will bless you because I love Galilean culture. I love the Galilean wedding procession and all of the things. And so I'm going to be teaching you that, and it's going to be fun. And so I love you, and I will talk to you. I will see you Saturday, sábado. All right, bye.